Hi everyone, I'm working today in this junk journal that I've made from paper bags, and now I'm going to do something on this, and I want to keep part of this black and white in the background, but I'm going to cover some of it. Now if you don't have anything like it, you can always stencil some details with black on white, or stamp, or if you've got other elements in black and white, you can just glue them to your page. I want to cover the inside and leave most of the outside. I'm not really concerned about what's showing and what not. It's just part of details that are going to be in the background. Now here I've got really large letters and it's just too much for me, so I'm covering it. I'm leaving more of the little details. Here it's just letters, but it really doesn't matter. You pick what you want to show through and what's not. So as you can see, I'm just covering mostly the inside. I need more gesso. Maybe get here a little bit more. I'm not going to, it's not a precise thing, I'm just smearing away, and I'm using my finger just because I find that when I'm smearing gesso with my finger, I get more blurred edges than with any other brush or sponge or whatever. You can also use a baby wipe if you want a less heavy coating, but basically this is it. So I've got this, and now I just need for this to dry completely. Too much black here now that I'm looking at it. I'm going to let this dry and then we'll continue. Okay, so this is dry and I've picked some acrylic colors. I've got some light mint, oxide green, indigo, and ice blue. These are the colors. And I'm taking a brush and it's wet. I've wetted it so the acrylic paint won't be opaque. I want some of it to show in the background, and I'm just going to start by putting some randomly the paint, and I'm switching to another color. And I'm letting them mix a little bit. It's quite random. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just putting down some color. I'm cleaning my brush a little bit and switching again. And let's put here something a little bit. And again switching. Don't care if it has edges and it doesn't blend. I'm just putting down some color. Whatever happens happens. I just want some of the details in the back to show, and so I'm taking a little bit with water where I covered too much of the page, and adding in some other places. It's really up to you how much you want to cover or not. Let's see. Okay. It's a mess, but it's just the start. So once again, I'm going to leave this to dry and I'll be back. Okay, so this is dry. I'm moving on to the next layer and I've picked this stencil. I made it and I'm going to use the gesso I have left here to go all around and just stencil. I'm using a makeup sponge and just stenciling away, and again not concerned about being precise. It's part of the background. It doesn't have to be completely white. Some of the color can show through. It's just adding a pattern to the background. And it's okay if part is more white and part is less white when you have less gesso or acrylic paint on your sponge. Here we go. So just going to continue stenciling away. I'm going to go all over the page with this and with the smaller pattern. And we'll see where it takes me. I don't really have a complete plan for my page. I really wanted to play with colors and patterns and layering. I'm not even sure what my focal image is going to be for this page. Right now I'm just having fun. Okay, so I'm going to continue stenciling. It's going to take some time to cover the whole page and I'll be back. Okay, so finished stenciling. I still want more details. I want some dots in the background, and I've got this stamp. It's just dots made from a craft foam, and I'm just going to go and put some gesso and stamp in several places, just adding the dots. Okay. I don't know, just having fun, creating some pattern. It's just details in the back. Okay, so I like it. Moving on. I just need it, of course, to dry, but let's see. Let's clean this. It's not good to leave acrylic paint or gesso on craft foam. If it's a stamp, it's just it's better to just clean it. And I think I'm going to use another stencil to create my focal image. Let's see. Okay, another stencil that I made, and I'm not sure. I only used it once because it's so fragile, and what I've done is I've taken an image from a magazine and I've traced some of the details, and well, I went backwards if I can call it that. I wanted a more of a mask than a stencil. Most of the time the stencil will look like something like, I will show you, like this. The details are the missing parts, and then you stencil. Here I took out some of the details and I created something more of a mask. So I'm going to take some dark blue acrylic paint. And where is my makeup sponge? It's still got some gesso, but I don't care. I'm just going to take a little bit of the acrylic paint and very gently go about stenciling my image. I'm not sure if it's dark enough, but if not, then I will just go over with black. So as you can see, I'm holding all the little pieces of the stencil and I'm going about it very gently, so the sponge with the acrylic paint won't lift the stencil or the mask for that matter. Really trying to be gentle. I think I will add some, I don't know, I don't want black. Let's try something drastic. I'm adding some dark purple and we'll see how it will mix. I'm using both the dark blue and the purple, and it's darker now, and also I will have some variation in the color, so it's also good. Holding it. So it's going to take again some time, and it's boring just seeing me tapping away and holding the stencil, so I'll be back when I'm finished. I'm back, and now I want some words here, and I've picked this stencil. It has a sticky back, which I don't much care for, but I'm working with it. Of course, if you want to eliminate sticky back, then just put some baby powder on it. So I've got this stencil. Everything starts with a dream, and I'm going to use the same color I used for the stencil, the blue and the purple, dabbing the axis and starting to stencil. I don't usually go for this kind of arrows and stuff, but I figured it's in a circle and it will go with the rest of the page, what I have got in the background. So I'm still picking from both colors, from the blue and the purple, and just stenciling away. There are some small details that I hope will turn out okay. If not, I will just wait for it to dry and do some fixing. Okay, let's hope for the best. And okay, it worked. So now what I want to do is, I have almost none of the paint left on the sponge. I just want to continue and just tap away and let it blend into the rest of the page, so it won't be with a harsh line. And I think I'll just go also around the edges. Let's put something underneath before I'm ruining another page I've got underneath. So just going around the edges, making some kind of a blurred frame. Okay, now I'm happy with it. Starting to take shape. Let's see. Yeah, that's my page. I love it. I'm leaving it as is. I've got some... never mind. I'm just going to leave it be before I'm doing more damage. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.